Hey yo, what's good everybody? It's your boy Matthew Maley for MatthewMaley.com. Well, I'm back on the couch. It is Friday night and it is time for another weekly movie review. This week I checked out a flick that I actually had some interest in seeing in the theaters, but heard very mixed reviews. And so it ended up being a movie that I definitely passed on. Um, I trusted the negative review source a little bit more than the positive review source, so ended up passing on it. And really, I'm kind of glad I did. Um, Definitely didn't live up to the hype at all. I'm speaking of Savages, which is the most recent Oliver Stone flick starring Taylor Kitsch, Blake Lively, Aaron Taylor Johnson, who I didn't realize until I was looking up on IMDb. He was a star in Kick-Ass. Totally didn't realize that. Um, as well as kind of extended cameos from Benicio del Toro, Salma Hayek, and John Trovolta. Also, some actual cameos from Shea Wiggum, who, if you watch Boardwalk Empire, you know him as Nucky's brother Eli, as well as a very small part by Emil Hirsch, um, who is actually kind of a decent size actor. I'm surprised they got him for such a small part, to be quite honest. But regardless, he did a decent job at it. I mean, they didn't ask much for his character, but he did a decent job. So the basic story premise is um, essentially two rich, well-off Orange County or Malibu moneyed frat boys, essentially, um, become through uh, opportunity two of the biggest weed producers and distributors in the country, producing a product of 33% THC when apparently most other weed has about 3% THC. So obviously, when you have the best product, everybody either wants it or wants to kill you. Essentially, that's pretty much all it is. So the two lead characters of Taylor Kitsch and I'm sorry, I don't remember the other guy's name. Please pause. And Aaron Taylor Johnson, got it, are the two characters of Ben and Sean. Um, Ben being played by Aaron Taylor Johnson, the much more Buddhist, he actually is in the movie, everything has a purpose, trying to, you know, do more in life, working for world unity, essentially every hippie stereotype that they could come up with. Then you have Chan, played by Taylor Kitsch, as the Iraq War veteran, hardened killer, uh, will snap at the drop of a dime, won't hesitate to crack some skulls, and of course they work very well since you have Ben, who is the brains, and Sean, who's the brawn. Yeah, that's not a stereotype. Then, because, well, we have to add some elements of WTF to the mixture, we have O, played by Blake Lively. Now, let me give full disclosure. Other than The Town, I really don't know much about Blake Lively. I don't watch, I believe it's Gossip Girl is her show. I've never really been a fan of her. I don't really find her that attractive. I don't really think she's that great of an actress. There's nothing about her that I'm not that impressed. I wasn't really even that impressed with her nude leaked photos, to be quite honest. And I don't really get what Ryan Reynolds is seeing in her. I would have gone after Scarlett Johansson, stayed with her, in my opinion. That's just me. Or gone after Jessica Biel. If I was Ryan Reynolds, I would have gotten Jessica Biel away from Justin Timberlake, I'm just saying. Or even Mendes. God, it would be nice to be Ryan Reynolds. Anyway, so I'm not a big fan of Blake Lively. Never have been. Probably never will be. Really hate her all because of her character in The Town. Um, yeah, as far as I'm concerned, she's the, well, spoiler alert if you haven't seen The Town, but she's the reason, in my opinion, that my boy, Jeremy Renner, got killed. If you haven't seen The Town, go back to one of my very first weekly movie reviews almost 2 years ago. I actually reviewed it very, very early into the series. So, not a big fan of Blake Lively. Now, as I've said multiple times, I love Benicio del Toro. I think he has an incredible range of characters that he portrays, and I've always really liked him. I used to like John Travolta a lot. John Travolta, to me, falls in the same category as Nicolas Cage. Made some great movies in the 90s and is really fallen off. Um, Funny, both of them were in one of my favorite movies when I was younger, Face Off, and since then, their career's kind of been off. So, he does a good job in his part, but it's definitely nothing spectacular. He plays a crooked DEA agent who is on the take, helping keep Ben and Sean off the radar of the DEA and alive when it comes to the cartel. Benicio del Toro plays the cartel, well, one of the cartel's leading bad guy, whether it be extortion, intimidation, murder, body chopping up, body disposal, kidnap, really any of those things. He's your go-to guy. And then finally we have Salma Hayek, who plays Lorena Elena, um, and she is the queen pin. She is the quintessential queen pin of one of the Mexican cartels. Took over the business after multiple family members were murdered, and essentially rules with an iron fist. Well, her cartel wants to partner with Ben and Sean, and one of them initially wants to take the deal. It ends up, some things happen, and essentially, in an effort to convince the boys to reconsider the deal, Miss Salma Hayek has Benicio del Toro kidnap their precious O. Now, the thing that I haven't mentioned up to this point is O's character is essentially both of their girlfriends. She splits her time between Ben and Sean, both sexually and emotionally, really adding an awkward and rather unnecessary love triangle aspect that is essentially shown, or is essentially there to do nothing more than solidify the fact that the two male characters love each other more than they would love this woman, showing how much they love each other because they're willing to share this woman, not in a gay way, but simply they care about each other more than anything else. But it definitely makes for a few awkward scenes, and it just doesn't seem possible. I mean, really? I don't know. As O says, she has a perfect man with the two of them, since one's so cold and closed off, and the other one is so warm and loving. One of them F's her, the other one makes love to her. Yeah. So, really, the plot just goes from there, where it turns into a revenge flick slash kidnap recovery flick slash cartel violence flick slash double cross rat. Just it goes from there. And sadly, there really was no part of it that I can like look back and be like, oh yeah, that was sick. I mean, there was a scene. You actually see part of it in the previews. There's an assault scene where they essentially plan a robbery and execute it pretty on pointly, which was pretty cool. And I do like the Dia de los Muertos masks that they're rocking. Those are kind of sick. But overall, it just really, if so much of it felt contrived. And not saying that the two main characters couldn't pull off the things that they're, shown doing. It's not even that. It's just everything seems so forced and contrived, and Salma Hayek's character shows such just levels of almost bipolarism, where one second she's threatening to chop Blake Lively's character into little itty bitty pieces, and then the next second she's talking to her daughter, begging her to come see her, and then the next second she's cursing out Ben and Sean, and the next second she's sitting in bed having girl time with Blake Lively's character commenting on reality TV. It was just so all over the place. And I know that it was meant to show her levels period, and also her turmoil, but I just thought that it was just so contrivedly done. I don't think it's really a way to say that. I don't think it's a word. I don't think contrivedly is possible to be said. I just said it though. That it just really struck me as like, eh. You know what I mean? Like, very, eh. So, I don't know. I definitely think it could have been a lot better movie. There was some really cool action in it. There was some really, you know, decent acting by Benecio. And even John Trovolta did a pretty decent job. But every single character had so many things going on. And then add to it the script that was just very meh. Any script that has the term wargasms in it kind of gets a thumbs down for me. It and seriously meant, not as a joke. The term wargasms was seriously used in this movie. So that was a little disappointing. Overall, I thought it was a squandered, decent movie. It very well could have been a 3.5 star movie, above average, but you know, nothing worth writing home. It could have been a 4 star movie if they wouldn't have cast Blake Lively or really the other 2 stars. Nothing against Taylor Kitsch or Anthony, whatever the hell his name is, Taylor Johnson. I'm sorry, I apologize, Mr. Kickass. I don't remember your name, but none of them just really captured me. Of all of them, I think Taylor Kitsch, of those three, was the most realistic, in my opinion. But I think it's also because he didn't have to show that much depth with his character. It was just cold and hardened PTSD, possibly suffering war veteran. Okay, there you go. So, also, the endings, I say that for a reason, were a little corny to me too. It's a little bit of a spoiler alert here, kind of plug your ears, but the first ending was corny as hell. Very Shakespearean, if you will. And not in a good way. So overall, I can't even say that I was glad I saw it. Really was nothing coming out of it that I was like, oh yeah, you know, go back and watch that, or I gotta recommend it to you guys to see that. There really wasn't any of that. At the end of the day, it was a very 2.5 star movie, which to me is less than average. And like I said before, in my opinion, most movies in Hollywood are 3.5 stars. So this is a full star south of that. So at the end of the day, I cannot recommend it. Definitely not one of Oliver Stone's better movies. And he's made some really good flicks. So I think he missed the mark with this one. And yeah, so there you have it. Let me know what you guys think. I'm always curious if you guys loved the movie, hated the movie. I mean, if you want some incredibly mindless action, I guess it fits the, you know, bill for that. But if you want more than that, it misses the mark, in my opinion. So, and again, they use the term wargasm seriously. Come on, son. I know I'm harping on that point, but come on, son. So there you have it. End of the day, Savages, new Oliver Stone flick, 2.5 stars from Matthew Maley for MatthewMaley.com. Love to hear what you guys think. As always, either drop me a comment, send me a message, or leave me, or even if you want to, film a response video. Love hearing your guys' opinions. That's why we do this. So hopefully I save you guys from wasting some money on it. And if you did like it, let me know why. If it's anything more than you just wanted mindless entertainment. If you wanted more than mindless entertainment and you liked it, well, let me know how. So there you have it. Matthew Maley for MatthewMaley.com. This week's weekly movie review, that of Savages. So thank you as always for checking out my videos. I really do appreciate it. As always, you can check out the rest of them on MatthewMaley.com. Just check out the current video blog tab, or check out all the old ones on the previous video blog tab. You can also check me out directly up on YouTube. Search for Matthew Maley Poker. I post all my videos online there. So just, like I said, search for Matthew Maley Poker and check them all out. You can also check me out on Facebook. Again, I post all my videos here too. So search for Matthew Maley Poker. You can like the videos as well as comment on them. And you can also recommend me to your friends. I appreciate it. Got 120 followers. I'd like to get some more. So thank you in advance. Also, follow your boy on Twitter. I am at Matthew Maley. I'm always tweeting, so check me out on there. And finally, check me out on Instagram. I'm at Matthew Maley Poker. So check out all the pictures I post. And until the next video, I am officially signing off. Hope everybody has a great weekend. Peace out, y'all.